Hey there traders, thanks for joining me for this free video from thestockbandit.com. I'm sure glad that you're able to make it. So let's take a look at the indices here as we head into a brand new week of trading. We always like to take a look back, kind of evaluate the recent price action, take note of key levels in the indices, and just generally see where are we in the market, knowing that that's going to influence how individual stocks move. So last week we saw the indices give up some ground. And again, it was a loss of about 2%, give or take, across the board. For the Nasdaq, we had weakness on Monday, Tuesday. We saw a rebound Wednesday and Thursday, and then another sell-off on Friday. So we never really attempted to fill this gap from Monday morning to the downside. And that's kind of this little void right here on the chart. And I think that that's meaningful. We gave up this 30.45 area by finishing beneath that, and we tested this 3,000 area, which we actually had broken as of Tuesday's close, 29.91, but then we rallied and then sold back off. So now here we are, just 11 points above this area once again. And so what's interesting to me is that we failed up here at resistance, right? So that 31.34 was created. We pulled back, we lifted back up to that area, but never could reclaim it. And since then we've sold off, and this little advance and this little advance right here have both prompted selling. So now this might be a subtle change of character here. We might be seeing a little bit of a complex top taking place. I don't know yet, and I'm certainly not predicting, simply pointing out that all of a sudden dips are not being bought nearly as aggressively as they have been, going back certainly into this mid-December pullback, but even all the way back into the October low of last year. So we'll need to stay on top of those things, but for the Nasdaq, the most pressing level is going to be this 3,000 area right here, which was the prior high right there. So resistance has now kind of turned into this potential short-term area of support. We'll see if it holds or not. And then beneath that, we've kind of got a few different minor gaps that remain unfilled here during this little spurt in mid-March. But other than that, we've got room down here to this 28.87 area as kind of the lower end of this channel that we broke out from back here in mid-March. So for the S&P 500, last week we saw this index give up the this 1388 area, and then we rallied right back up to it on Thursday and failed to finish above it. And then Friday, of course, we saw another 17-point decline as this thing sold back off, and now here we are back again testing 1370. Keep in mind, this 1370 is a very important level. If you go back into last May, that was the Bin Laden high, 1370 on May 2nd of 2011. So since then we've seen it respected as resistance in here, and currently we're dealing with it again. So we've also got this uptrend line goes all the way back into the October low, and currently if we were to break that, it would take place about 1357, which really coincides with last week's low. So at the moment we're kind of caught between this 1357 and this 1388. Those are kind of the two levels to be watching here for the S&P. For the Russell, this index gave up this 815 level last week with a gap down on Monday. We rallied back up. We never could cross 810 even on Thursday. Sold off again on Friday. So now we're kind of in this little range here between this 810 and this 784 low from last week. So we'll keep an eye out on those two zones. And then finally is going to be the Dow, which last week moved decisively through this 13,000 area. Remember, 13,055 was this high right here. On the prior Thursday, remember the market was closed for Good Friday, so we finished on Thursday the week before at 13,060. So just 5 points above that level. We gave it up with hard selling on Monday and Tuesday. Moved right down here into this 12.7 area, which is just kind of this same zone right here that's been respected over the past couple of months. And we saw an attempt at a rally Wednesday and Thursday, and then hard selling again on Friday. So here we are, kind of caught between this 13,055 that we just gave up, and now we're again through this 12,876. That's this white line, and then down here is going to be, we'll just call it 12.7 just for round numbers. and so we're kind of range bound here. So definitely bounces are getting sold at the moment. We need to be mindful of that. We need to be respectful of it, and yet the overall big picture intermediate term trends have not yet changed. We're getting a short-term potential change of character here with a little bit more persistent selling, and then this bounce producing more selling. And we need to be aware of that and definitely respectful. So stay on your toes out there. Be willing to accept whatever comes along. Don't be creating big grand theories for what's going to happen. Trade the price action. Keep staying attentive to the charts, and let those dictate your decisions. So thanks for joining me for this video. I will have more for you soon, but in the meantime, trade like a bandit.